Hey folks, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living, and check out behind me this major hole that we've got on our property now. Well, we're at the beginning stages of preparing for our off-grid year-round greenhouse. So we purchased a 33-foot growing dome of a greenhouse from Growing Spaces, and well, we decided to make our project a little bit more complicated by making it year-round and incorporating a ground-to-air heat transfer system. Some people loosely call that geothermal, but basically we dug down 4 feet into the ground so that we can harvest some of that air and get more climate controlled inside the greenhouse throughout the entire year. It's 33-foot round circle that's excavated, and then an additional few feet beyond that because we want to be able to have a little bit more clearance around the entire greenhouse because there is so much rock ledge. We just paid to kind of have that taken out to save us a little bit more time. But as you can see, well, there's a lot more to go on this project. So the excavation's done, but the next thing that has to happen is that we need to pour some footers. And we can't pour footers until we actually have a little bit of a trench to be able to pour them into. So Ryan's next step is to dig a 20-inch wide, 8-inch deep trench for footers. So that's got to happen next. And then after we get footers poured, then we're going to construct walls for the foundation. So this 4 feet deep, we're going to be keeping that depth, building up a foundational wall, and then putting in our GAT system, our air duct system, to help with the air circulation. And then once that goes in, then we backfill everything, so it'll all come up to about this level. So yeah, so we're several weeks away from the groundhouse even being ready for plants, but I don't want to wait too much longer because I want to be ready with some practice. I want to try to get some things growing, so I'll have stuff I can throw right into the greenhouse as soon as it's constructed. So I wanted to share with you guys a couple of things that we're looking at. One in particular is an irrigation system that is both solar powered and something that you can do even inside. So let me take you up on the deck and tell you more about that. All right, guys, this portion of the video is sponsored by RainPoint. RainPoint are the makers of several different irrigation systems, automatic watering systems, and they sent us the solar-powered automatic plant waterer, which is really designed for indoor use. And it's a goal of ours to be able to get our entire greenhouse solar operated, so this product fits right into that concept. So the RainPoint solar irrigation system is pretty simple, even though it has several small parts. The solar panel is on top here, and you can angle it towards a window to get a lot of sun. The indoor plant watering system is the perfect tool if you are going to be out of town and you're not able to physically water your plants by yourself. So it's an automated system that uses Wi-Fi and an app so you can control the settings whenever you're using your phone. It connects to your home Wi-Fi network, and this transmitter has to be plugged into power. Then you have 10 feet or so of black hose and multiple styles of connectors, and then you can decide on the spacing that you need in between your plants. And then as you cut the hose to custom sizes, you can fit everything into a system that allows you to water up to 10 plants at one time. So the end here is the intake, and it's a weighted screened cage, and it will go into your water source, such as a 1-gallon bucket or a 5-gallon bucket of water. So I'm using houseplants to mimic how I might hook up the system in my greenhouse. To deliver the water to the plant, these acrylic stakes, which are called micro emitters, attached to connectors on the tub, and they get inserted into the soil. So then when you're looking at the app, you can decide the exact watering schedule from selecting the day of the week, the time, and the duration of the watering, all from your phone. This is the ideal tool for when you go away on vacation and have a lot of houseplants, or you're just getting started in your greenhouse perhaps, and you need to make sure your watering schedule doesn't get interrupted even if you're not able to do it yourself. So we'll have more on the product in the video description, including a discount code, but you can see that you get a lot of tubing, and I only used a fraction of it to hook up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different plants onto the solar watering system. And you can see how on the pump, the solar pump, that it has a giant hook, so it allows you to easily hook it on the end of a watering bucket. So even if you weren't able to put it on a tabletop, you could put it right on the side of the bucket there. But I think it's going to be a great little system. I mean, can't wait to practice using it, using household plants, but I think it's going to be even more practical inside the greenhouse because we definitely are away a lot of weekends, and sometimes in the summer you just need to make sure that things are getting watered on a consistent plan. So guys, definitely check out RainPoint in their website. They have more than just irrigation systems. They have all kinds of gardening help, all kinds of smart tools. So definitely take a browse around and see what else they have. But I think if you've got indoor plants, you're definitely going to like this tool. So while I've been researching irrigation options, Brian spent the weekend working on prepping the layout for the greenhouse footer. We had a rebar delivery and Brian set out to cut it up into 2-foot lengths. The metal chop saw works wonders for a task like this. Don't even try to consider using your angle grinder because, well, see what happens? So the exciting news is that our greenhouse from Growing Spaces is getting ready to be shipped this week, and we'll have it on hand whenever we're ready for the building phase. But there are quite a few preparations that have to be completed first, including the foundation of the greenhouse and the installation of the ground-to-air heat transfer system that we are installing. That will make it a year-round greenhouse. But first things first, Brian needs to determine the footprint of the footer so that we can actually get that poured for the foundation wall. But it's proven to be pretty tricky on a 33-foot dome geodesic greenhouse. It's kind of hard to outline, so it's a lot of math at this point. But stay tuned, folks, because you know that Brian will work it all out.